Bangalore buses for you. The pickup here is at 11 p.m. It's 10:30 now. I'm already here. Just find some place to sit and wait. Okay, I just boarded the bus. It's the KSRTC Ambari bus. Very comfortable. I'm gonna reach Kundapura bus stand at 8:30 in the morning. I'm traveling there to volunteer with an NGO called Reefwatch. They're all about conserving marine life. I'm particularly going there to help out with monitoring the Olive Ridley Sea turtle nests that are supposed to hatch in the coming weeks. Actually, I think there are a couple of nests that have hatched. I was trying to get in touch with them and get some information on that. I think we'll find out when we reach there. So this nesting site in Kundapura isn't an Aribada site. It's not a mass nesting site, but I think there are 10 nests recorded this time. The first few nests were recorded in the last week of Jan. I think there were 2 nests due yesterday. I'm not sure if they ended up hatching. We'll go and find out. As per the due date, I think there's only one nest that's supposed to hatch when I'm there. Let's see. These Olive Ridleys are really special to me, especially because I learnt about them when I was very young. When I was probably 10 years old, we learnt about them on one of our nature camp visits to MCBT, Madras Crocodile Bank Trust, where the legend Dr. Romulus Whittaker had set up a lot of conservation efforts towards it, and they taught us about it. And I remember coming back home and reading up more about it. So let's see, fingers crossed, I'll be able to see it for the first time. And I think that moment of watching the hatchlings go into sea is going to be one for the ages. I reached the Reefwatch Kundapura base by around 10 in the morning. Reefwatch Marine Conservation is a not-for-profit organization that was established in 1993. Their efforts are targeted towards protecting India's marine life through restoration and outreach activities. Currently, they have projects running in Karnataka, Goa, Gujarat, and the Andaman Islands. After freshening up and having breakfast, I joined the team to make my first visit to the nesting sites, 10 in total, all located within a 1 kilometer stretch. We made a couple more visits during the day, but there wasn't any activity at the nests. Soon, it was evening. The dawn of the first night was around the corner. We were to stay up for most part of it, so we prepared accordingly.
Turtle police.
First, we had to tie up a few gaps at the hatchery because there's always danger lurking on the beaches in one form or the other. Little did we expect to see a mongoose on the beach. He seemed to be sick as he didn't have any visible injuries. Our primary responsibility as volunteers was night patrolling. We were to frequent the nesting sites throughout the night and monitor them. Firstly, protect them from unwarranted visitors, and also since these nests had been enclosed for protection upon discovery by the Reefwatch team 2 months ago, we had to keep checking and be there when the babies hatched in order to open the enclosures and facilitate their journey to sea. This was all the more important if the hatchlings hatched during the day, because exposure to direct sunlight for more than a few minutes could be detrimental to these fragile beings. When we're close to the nest, we immediately switch to red lights, since they're less disruptive to the hatchlings due to their longer wavelength when compared to white light. We only use the white light when we absolutely don't see any movement under the red light. Suddenly, I got an exciting call. Hatchlings had emerged from nest 4. I immediately rushed. This was the moment I had been waiting for. Everybody arrived at nest 4 from wherever they were, around the same time. And there, for the first time in my life, I saw sea turtle hatchlings. There were 12 of them. It's one of those moments I'll never forget. They generally time their emergence at night during cooler times to avoid heat exhaustion and predators. Under natural circumstances, the hatchlings are instinctively drawn to the brightest place, which is the moonlight reflected by the ocean waves. But artificial lights from human development can cause disorientation and result in the hatchlings crawling inland instead of towards the sea. So we used red lights to guide them to sea. By this time, it was midnight, so we set up our sleeping arrangements for the night. Not that we would catch a lot of sleep though. We also set up a bonfire and sat around for a bit. The volunteers were from different fields, but we all shared a common thread: wildlife. Some were master's students in ecology and conservation, some were veterinary students, some wildlife photographers, and some rescued snakes and other animals in their hometowns. So there was no shortage of topics and experiences to discuss. People in wildlife always have amazing stories to share. The next morning, we got a very interesting call, one that was not at all on the cards. There was intel about a potential new nest about 10 kilometers from base camp. Now, we didn't know how reliable this information was, but we had to go check. And we picked up Ramana on the way. Ramana is a local with an unmatched expertise in locating sea turtle nests, who's been helping Reefwatch with this unique knack of his for quite some time now.
Thanks, Anna.
The informer was waiting for us at the spot, and Ramana quickly got down to business. Even after finding the flipper marks, it's not an easy task to pinpoint the exact location of the nest. In about 15 minutes, Ramana and Nagarajana found the eggs. Since this was too far from the base to constantly monitor over the next 45 to 50 days, it was decided for it to be shifted to the hatchery, where there were already 4 relocated nests. It's extremely important to collect sand from the original nest while moving the eggs, in order to maintain the original thermal properties of the nest. This in fact determines the sex of the hatchlings. Warmer temperatures produce female turtles, while cooler temperatures produce males. So it's crucial in maintaining the sex ratio of the nest. The informer told us that the female had come ashore sometime during the previous night and laid her eggs. The NGO, by the way, provides some monetary aid for providing nesting information. These people who would previously dig out the eggs for their own personal consumption are now incentivized to inform the NGO about the nest. Just as we completed the relocation of the nest, we saw that a lone hatchling had emerged from one of the other nests in the hatchery. We let her move around her nest for a couple of minutes, which is part of a very important process in their lives called natural geotagging. This is their remarkable ability to use the Earth's magnetic field to create a geomagnetic map of their environment. Because in about 15 years, the females are going to return to the exact same beach to lay their own eggs. This incredible natural phenomena is still being studied and trying to be understood. At the same time, we don't want the hatchlings to be hanging around for too long, as they need to conserve their energy to cross the first stretch of harsh waters and move away from coast into deeper waters. Here, they'll begin their lost years. The survival rate of hatchlings, though, is extremely low. If 1 in 1,000 hatchlings make it to adulthood, it'll be considered successful. See you, buddy. Go well. By the time we returned to the nest after saying goodbye, there were a couple more heads popping out from the sand. Baby turtles often work together to dig out of their nests to reduce their individual energy expenditure. So we could see that there was a burst of them all coming up together. Sometimes while crawling through the path we had created for them, they would turn upside down. But I observed they all had this natural technique of flipping back, like this little guy here. Within the next few minutes, we ended up having 87 hatchlings all coming out together and embarking on their journey, which was a sight in itself. Thanks to this, we were able to get our hands on the third voluntary responsibility, crowd control. On the way back, I booked myself a Vistadome AC coach ticket on the Karwar-Yashwantpur Express, as the train takes a scenic route through the Western Ghats. I had the entire cabin to myself for the first 2 hours and sat there reflecting over the whole experience in the last 4 days. While I felt a sense of fulfillment of having witnessed what had been a childhood dream of mine, there remains a lot more I wish to experience. For one, I hope to witness the prequel to this story, the one where the female Olive Ridley comes ashore between the months of January and March to lay her eggs. And probably even witness an Arabada on the beaches of Odisha, like the one that took place this year, the biggest one recorded yet in India's history, with nearly 7 lakh Olive Ridley sea turtles coming ashore for mass nesting. Overall, I felt grateful for having had the opportunity to play a tiny part in the lives of these beautiful creatures. If you watched till the end and you're new to my channel, you must be passionate about the natural world. I'm not going to say the old like, share, subscribe, but if you are a wildlife enthusiast like me who loves nature and adventure, which I'm guessing you do if you watch till the end of this video, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. It's free for you, but makes a huge difference to me as it'll allow me to keep bringing better content for you. With that, Wildhood Diaries signing out, and I'll see you in the next one.